Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda and this is Nepwood at Home. So today I am actually going to show you how I restored some lids on these mid-century modern chromed metal canisters we picked up off of Facebook Marketplace. And basically just to restore them to a point where they weren't getting eaten up by the rust that had begun to develop on the tops of two of the lids. So what I used was pretty common, I think most homes have it, vinegar, baking soda. I, in my case, used some Thieves household cleaner because I love my Young Living. And then I also used some citric acid, and citric acid it's a kind of a granular like sugar. You can actually pick it up at Hobby Lobby. Michael's probably has it. You may even be able to pick it up at a hardware store. I got mine at Hobby Lobby, and it's super cheap and cheerful. I use it all the time for cleaning products around my home, and it works amazing. So that, oh, and some aluminum foil. And yeah, it actually worked out really well. There is still a little bit of pitting on one of the lids, so I may actually have to have that sandblasted and re-chromed, or maybe powder coated with something else. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with them, other than right now I'm really enjoying the chromed metal look of them. It's very shiny, which definitely appeals to me. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump on into the video. If you have any comments, please go ahead and put those down below, and thanks so much. Okay, so I kind of got started on this one before I thought, well, maybe I should record it because maybe somebody cares. And these are actually some canisters that we purchased on, I think it was Facebook Marketplace. And they're actually in fairly decent condition considering that they're like from the 1950s. It's actually a set of 4 signature chrome metal with bakelite handles canisters. So there's a flour, a sugar, a coffee, and a tea, and they're actually really pretty. I think they're kind of like this, you know, they're like the standard tall canister. I'll post a picture of them, or it'll probably become like the thumbnail or something. But anyhow, so the top was pretty rusted. Like, I don't know if you can tell right here. Sorry, as I move my camera everywhere. So it's actually kind of rusted like this, but it was like all over here too. So I've literally just been using some citric acid and some baking soda, a little bit of Thieves household cleaner, and some water. And so far, it's actually coming off. I'm not sure if I should be concerned about the bakelite handle or not. So I may end up actually taking the handle off here in a second, just so I can protect that handle, because that's kind of starting to concern me a little bit as I sit here doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep scrubbing on this one. As you can see, Ginny is awfully interested in everything that I'm doing. She's my little... Are you helping me clean it up? You help Mama? What's he doing, Ginny Lynn? Does it smell good? Does it smell good? Now, because I am using natural cleaners, this isn't something that I'm like really super concerned that she's over here next to it, because literally it's just citric acid, baking soda, and my Thieves cleaner has all natural goodness in it as well. So I'm not terribly concerned. And then this is actually one of those amazing little scrubby brushes, and it has like this funny little end. The other side of it. And these are actually from Grove Collaborative. I love to get my cleaning, they call them accessories or something like that, from them. And she is so funny. Look at this. She's like all about helping. Do you want to help? Are you going to help your mama? Jalen, what are you doing, silly? What are you doing? What's she doing? You like that? Alright. So I am going to go ahead and continue on, and then I will bring you back in just a minute. Let you see what the results are as they go along. See you in a minute. Okay, so I did go ahead and actually take that handle off because I was kind of concerned about that. I also went and grabbed some aluminum foil because that's another thing they said that you can use to safely remove rust from a chromed metal. So as you can see, it's kind of sizzly. And then I actually I find this really satisfying. Like, the sizzle to me is like super satisfying. Just kind of let it sit there and do its thing. I don't expect it to be a very quick process. Luckily I only have 2 lids so far that seem to have any kind of damage on them at all, or rust concerns. And so I'm actually kind of hopeful that I can get through this fairly quickly, and then it does say to go ahead and condition them, like to apply like some linseed oil or something like that to the top or to the metal afterwards, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll go ahead and let's try this with the foil. It's probably going to sound hideous, so I apologize in advance if it sounds really awful. The reason why I use foil is because it's supposed to be such a soft metal that it won't actually scratch the surface. It'll just take off the rusty bits. And so that's what I want to remove, is just the rusty bits. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and keep working at this, and then I will bring you back and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell yet or not, but it's actually getting a lot better, and it's smoothing out a lot as well. So I'm thinking just a little bit more with the foil, the citric acid, and the baking soda, and she should be just about good as new. Again, these are from the 1950s, so they're over 60 years old, almost 70 years old. So I'm not expecting perfection by any stretch of the imagination. I just want to get them cleaned up enough because I want to use them. That was the point of buying them, is it's kind of going in towards my master plan for the ultimate vintage kitchen. So, in any case, I will get back at it and I will see you in just a minute. As you can see, my helper has returned. Ginny's back over here, and apparently she's going to help me use the foil or something. She also tried to use the screwdriver, but that wasn't working out for her because no opposable thumbs. So, I decided I'm going to just kind of let this sit here for just a minute. Put some more thieves on there. Let it do its thing. And you can see this little handle. These handles are actually in amazing shape. And they're Bakelite. Do you want to see it? What do you think? What do you think, Ginny? What do you think? What do you think? Is that pretty fascinating? You like that? What's it smell like? She is like so into whatever this smells like. Okay. So I kind of jump you around a little bit. Alright, so as that sits, I'm going to snuggle up my kitty. Lupin's over there on the ground. There's my toes. And there's Lady Grace, not too far from her brother as usual. Alright, so we're just going to keep on going. One thing about, one of the things that I think about, I guess I should say, with regards to being a 1950s housewife is you have to have a pretty broad arsenal of, things that you can use to clean up things and to take care of things. And one of the things I really liked about the 1950s as well is, yes, there was a lot of innovation, and yes, there was a lot of technology, and things were kind of changing. You had people coming back from the war and the whole baby boomer thing, but I think at the same time, we're at the tail end of the 40s, and I think people were still very much so into repurposing things, recycling things, and just taking care of things, whether it was family heirlooms or just, stuff in general. Cars, houses, all that sort of thing, clothing. And a lot of women knew how to sew. A lot of women knew how to knit and crochet and do the hand type domestic skills as well, the handcrafts and that sort of thing. And so I think that's pretty awesome. And I think that's one of the things that has also drawn me to this time period in history, because it's just such a combination of amazing things. There's still the past, which is very much present for people in the 1950s, but there's also this hope towards a much better future. And I feel like it was really kind of moving towards a much more positive they were embarking upon a much more positive future, I think, for themselves and for their children, their grandchildren, and so forth. So I feel like that kind of just encompasses a lot of the things that I love so much about the 1950s. So there's my spiel on that. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and keep scrubbing on this, and I personally feel like aluminum foil on metal sounds a lot like nails on a chalkboard. So wish me luck. So here's something else too that I just noticed as well. Whoever had these canisters before had decided to spray paint the inside, I guess, to try and I guess prevent them from rusting on the inside or something. But when they did it, they had overspray, and of course that overspray is now all over the outside of this is the T10, I believe. I'm going to look and see if it's on any of the other ones, but I'm going to try and get that off as well using the aluminum foil and stuff. So just kind of show you, sometimes the best thing that we can do for some things is to not do as much as we try. But in the end, I think it's getting a lot better. I'll show you the lid that I've been working on. And now you can see there's still a little bit of pitting there. And I'm hoping to kind of smooth that out some more. If not, I don't know if I'll end there or what I'll try and do to salvage them some more. But, I only paid 10 bucks for them, so I don't feel like I spent a small fortune on them. And they were $10 because there was a little bit of the rust damage to the lids. I still think they'll look super cute on the counter. Because of this pitting, though, I don't know if it's something that we can reseal or what we can do to kind of make it a little bit better. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep plugging away and see how it goes. Okay, sorry about that. I was actually going to show you the other lid before I started it. I actually have this first one now sitting in a pan with some vinegar, some citric acid, some baking soda, and some salt. And so I have that one sitting there because I did that with this one just to see what the difference would be between just applying topically everything that I was kind of messing with. And I let this one soak for a little bit, and it actually came out so much easier. This one did not have as much pitting though. So you can see there's still a little bit right through there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if I rinse this off. So there is still a little bit of pitting through here. I am going to go ahead and hit that again and see if I can't get the rest of it off. But so far, it's looking like just letting it soak in that solution upside down is probably my best bet at this point, just because some of these really did have it had gotten pretty deep in there. So same process I've been doing. Yeah, pretty much same process. Like I said, I went ahead and hung this one upside down, or not hung, I just went ahead and set this one upside down, and it's actually done really well. Like I said, I don't know if you can see, tiny bit of pitting right there. So I am going to go ahead and finish this. I'm going to finish trying to buff this out with some more foil and some elbow grease. But so far I'm actually pretty pleased with how well they're coming out. And then I'll also show you when I tackle the spray painted side of the tea canister. So I will, so give me just a few minutes and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is the second lid. There's still just a little bit of a spot here that I'm kind of taking care of. And then some water. There's also a couple little spots in the center, so I'm just letting it sit for a little bit. Meanwhile, this other one, the original one that I was working on, is once again back inside, upside down in the dish. So, it's kind of how that's going. I was looking at some of the other containers, and they don't look like they have any problems with a whole lot of, this is the, what is this one? This one's coffee, I guess. So coffee does have a little bit. I'm going to try and get that off of there as well. But I don't think any of the other ones, other than the coffee and the tea, and I'm thinking it's probably because they were so short that when whoever was doing them was doing the spray painting, just really kind of wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. So Gonna take care of that. And the other two lids look like they're pretty good shape. I don't really see a lot of anything on them either, so I think all I have to do with those is wash them. Now, what I am going to do is, as I said, this one they had sprayed something in it, I guess. They could keep food in it, and that's how the other ones are as well. I won't be keeping anything that's not packaged, excuse me, inside these containers. For tea, of course, tea comes in like tea bags and stuff. And then for the coffee tin, we have a Keurig, so I'll just put little K-cups in there. And then these taller ones, now this one does look like someone had some sugar in it at some point. I'm not going to be putting just plain sugar. Sorry. I could have used my handy dandy tripod, but did I? No, I didn't. And you can see down there in the bottom there is some sugar. I'm not going to just be putting stuff in here willy-nilly. I'm actually going to make sure that it's probably bagged, or I might even just use like sugar in little packets maybe. I use stevia a lot, so I might just fill this full of stevia. And then the flour one, I'm probably just going to put a bag of flour in it and just leave the flour inside the bag. I don't think I'll ever, like I said, I don't think I'll ever just put raw, I guess, I don't even know if it's really raw, just whatever item in there just as it comes. I think I'll make sure I do in fact keep those protected, just because I want to protect the tin, but also these are over 60 years old. So, you know, definitely something to think about when using vintage items is food safety. And so it's kind of a twofold thing. You want food safety for yourself and your family, but also you want to protect the item, the vintage item, from any kind of like unnecessary wear and that sort of thing. So, okay, gonna keep on going, and hopefully this doesn't take me too much longer because I do need to get dinner started. The life of a 1950s housewife, right? Okay, so here's the second lid, and I feel like it actually came out pretty good, so I'm actually going to go ahead and stop there, and I'm going to go ahead and continue on with that first one. I'm going to put the hardware back on this one, and then work on the other, so that way I can take care of the spray paint that's on the canister for this one, and get this all finished up, because I'd like to put these on the counter tonight and start using them. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys really quickly. It is so cute with the lid on, like the little Bakelite handle on it. I love it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get these all done and get them set up on my counter. So just want to show you one finished. Okay, so I don't know how much longer I can keep working on this one, honestly. It's a lot of pitting, and my arm is getting tired. So I'm going to go for a bit longer, and then I may just call this one good and done. I mean, it definitely looks a lot better than it did when I started, so I'm not terribly disappointed. I was hoping to get it as good as the other one, but the reality is that there's only so much I can do. But we shall see. We shall persevere for a little bit longer anyway. Okay, so let's see if I can turn it this way. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if I got this a little bit so you can see it better. But see where there's like brown paint? Maybe you see it that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing what I've been doing with the citric acid, baking soda, and aluminum foil. And I'm just going to go ahead and just start scrubbing off this paint. The nice thing about the foil is that it is soft, and so it's not even scratching the chrome at all, but it is helping me to get it all cleaned off and stuff, so I'm really kind of digging that. Hopefully I can get these all cleaned up and get everything done with these. I'd love to get them looking really good, and like I said, on my counter, and then I can send you guys, or I can post pictures, not send. Why did I say send? So that way I can get them all the video uploaded, so you guys can take a look and see just how easy it is to clean some rust off of vintage chromed metal. Okay, y'all, that worked a treat. Like, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this was the side that had all of that spray paint on it from when whoever painted the inside of these. And look at that. It is perfect. It looks so good. I can't believe it. And now, that's one canister down. I still have the lid and the other canister to do. But I am so excited. I cannot believe how well this turned out. Ah, I love when a plan comes together, don't you? I think it's awesome. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay, so here it is with the lid. And look how awesome that looks. It looks so good. I'm like so excited. It looks awesome. Okay, so here is the other canister, and as you can see that big brown streak across there, that is brown spray paint. And then there's some here. Can you kind of see that haziness? That's also spray paint. And I believe is it on the other side? Nope, it's just that one side really. So here a little bit, and then right there, that streak. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm gonna use the same stuff I've been using, and hopefully this one will turn out just as good as the other. Okay, so the foil did do a little bit of scratching, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna try and get that out with some steel wool, but I have switched to steel wool. I'm going to use steel wool on the other lid because the foil just isn't quite getting where I need it to. And I'm hoping that the foil will, or the steel wool will actually do a better job. So here's that. So I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I can buff some of this out. But otherwise the paint is off the sides, it's off the back of there. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. And it's the back, so I really don't honestly care if it's scratched up, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go ahead and try the steel wool. And then I'm going to work on that lid some more, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the last interruption. Okay, y'all, I am done. So this is the coffee tin, and as you can see, I was not able to remove all of that. That's because this is actually, like, it's actually pitted. So I don't know if you can actually see it or not. Let me see if I can angle it. So it's no longer even just about it being rusty. It's actually pitted into the metal, so it's actually smooth. Whereas before it was like rough and there was like little rough patches. It's actually all smooth. But I'm getting ready to ship a box out of car parts. Because Roger does, he's been working on selling some dashboard panels with like the gauges and such for Blazers or Chevys or something like that. Because that's the other thing that he does, is he does car parts. So if you need any car parts, let us know. But anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's just pitted, but like I said, it is smooth, so it's no longer the weird rough, you know, like it was. Of course, the T1 came out a treat. That looks so good. I'm loving that. So yeah, after, you know, working on that for a couple of hours, it did take a little bit, but on the upside I got to use some of my healthier cleaners and didn't have to resort to using harsh chemicals because I hate using those around the kittens. I say kittens, they're actually pretty much, they're like a year old almost. But anyhow, so that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for kind of going through the struggles with me. Like I said, you know, sometimes you just never really know how things are going to turn out, and you can read about how to take care of certain things, but it really was very cool to be able to take care of this myself and know that they actually look pretty good. I mean, considering the fact that they're over 60 years old, I really don't feel bad that there's a little bit of marks, you know, and so forth. They're not perfect, but who is at 60 some years of age? And I am really looking forward to these being on my counter and using them every day. So thank you guys so much, and y'all have an amazing day. Stay safe, and of course, as always, stay oily.